I just remembered that if I want to make eye contact, I actually have to look over there. I'm gonna give it a rest for a bit. I'm gonna stop working on my essay for a bit and just see if I can just say what I have to say in smaller bits, smaller, more manageable bits, and then maybe later I will compile it into a bigger thing, or maybe the essay will somehow more naturally emerge. But the fact is, I'm like super ready to talk about this stuff, and I'm really interested in being in conversation about it with other people, with friends and fellow artists. So I'm just kind of like ready to roll. I'm not a huge fan of having to be alone in a room talking into a device. It's hard to feel engaged or feel my heart engaged, but I'm trying to like imagine certain people on the other side of the camera listening to me. My main point for right now is that everything about this moment, a moment that I call the worst turducken ever, in that we have what do we have here? We have a violently divisive political season and political environment stuffed inside a upheaval for civil rights and social justice, stuffed inside of a global pandemic, stuffed inside of a horrifying presidency, and shoved into the oven of our climate crisis. And so everything about this mess and the stuff that caused it and the question of how to solve it is a incredible invocation of our creativity. It's being invoked and evoked implicitly just by the circumstances, just because they're bananas and we are having to think on our feet and be scrappy and deal with, improvise our way through this situation. So the call for creativity is implicit in that, and then it's also explicit because from what I'm observing, some of our most enlightened activists and artists and authors and spiritual leaders are specifically calling out creativity by name. And so this is really exciting for me. Creativity has been the center of my own healing and personal growth and exploration of how does change happen and what does revolution mean. My own exploration of that for the last 20 years, over 20 years actually. And so I have some experience and thoughts and things to share about it through that time. So I'm really excited about how literally everything about this time is calling forth our creativity. But I'm also here to raise my hand and say one problem, unfortunately, is that most of us have been trained and educated out of our creativity. So a lot of people are not hearing the call, and even if they did hear the call, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what our creativity even is and what it's for. Some people believe that only certain people are creative. That's not true. Everybody is born creative. A lot of people think creativity is only about the arts. That's not true. Creativity is an inherent part of your personhood that is important to any and all aspects of life. It's your connectivity. It's your connectivity to, honestly, to the larger whole of life itself. Creativity, by my definition, is actually a spiritual mechanism. And so I want to talk more about that. And the other common myth and misunderstanding is that creativity isn't learnable or teachable, and that is also not true. Not only is it not true, but the times that we're in actually, in my opinion, make it a civic responsibility for any of us who can to do the inner work to restore our creativity so that we can actually effectively participate in the healing and change and revolution that is trying to happen right now. I'll keep sharing my own creative work, but I also just really want to keep talking about what creativity is, and hopefully helping you sort of reconsider it and redefine it, and see if you can find a way to engage your creativity and nurture it in a way that is personally meaningful and meaningful in connection to the world that we live in right now, and the things that need help. There's a lot that needs our love and attention. There's a lot that needs our strength and courage and stamina. And creativity is about all of that stuff. Okay, I think I'll leave it there for now. And this is an experiment. And thank you for listening. If you have any questions or requests, let me know. As far as me talking about creativity, me talking about my personal story, yeah, stuff like that. All right, thanks.